Hey, this is Pat McGraw, and wanted to just walk you through a little bit of math because I just know how much I enjoy math, and I can only appreciate how much everybody else does too. But one of the nice things about direct mail is you're able to use these types of calculators and break-even analysis to project results prior to incurring expenses and assigning resources and using those resources. So I wanted to walk you through this tool. If you like what you see and would like a copy of it, just email me at pat@mcgraw.com and I'll get you a copy of it without any problems. Um, the cells here that are in green are those cells that you can manipulate. You can enter in your own data when you have a copy of it and get yourself some good forecasting. Just to walk you through it. The scenario here that this was created for is ABC Corp, an imaginary manufacturing company targeting businesses, has decided that based on the firmographics of their audience, company size, industry, revenue, whatever the case might be, location, there are 100,000 potential firms that they want to mail. Now, some of that could be from their customer base or their CRM and their lead pool. Some of it could be rented, or it could be a combination of all three. It could be just one. It just depends on where you want to do the data. A lot of firms will do customer base, existing prospects, and then rent in order to generate new contacts and new leads and increase their business that way. So that's the size of this campaign. They set at 100,000 pieces. Down here, line 5 is costs. Copywriting and design, plugged in $5,000 each for them. You'll see good work for a campaign that we're talking about. Outside envelope, cover letter, buck slip, response mechanism, probably anywhere from $5,000 to $25,000. Put it in at $10,000 here for the services. Printing per piece for something like I just described at this quantity, about 25 cents a piece, you're looking at $25,000. Postage per piece, I plugged in 50 cents, so you've got $50,000. And then list rental, as I discussed earlier, you might want to make this a test. For these numbers, I assumed all 100,000 were going to be a list rental. I wouldn't recommend that. Want to have some existing customers in there, some existing prospects, and then a cold list that you'd rent. But just to get the pricing up a little bit higher so you can just see how this works, $5,000 at $50 per 1,000 for the list rental. All in all, total $90,000 for the campaign, 90 cents a piece, right in the ballpark of what you'd expect for something like this. Now let's talk about the offer. What I plugged in here was $100 retail price, $20 or 20% profit on that price, so that for each unit sold, the company would have a $20 profit. That's before this $90,000 marketing expenses incurred. Now, this could be something that you normally sell for $250. You make and or buy at a cost of $80. You normally sell it at $250, and for this project, you've decided now available at $100. Act now. Offer ends the end of the month. Quantities limited, so you've got a really strong offer. You've got a limited times for that that sense of urgency to motivate people to respond. It's a good, strong offer that way. But you're going to sell it for $100. You're still going to make $20 off of each unit sold. Now we get into response rates and the forecasting part. Projected minimum response rate. We plugged in 5% here. You can plug in 1, you could plug in 1.5, you could plug in 20. It depends on what your experience is. If you have no direct mail experience and you're not sure or confident on what your minimum should be, the DMA.org has historical response rates, lots of data on that, so you could use that as kind of a guide. But for this particular option, we plugged in the 5%. And we want to look at various response levels. So we did an interval of 0.25%. So you'll see here 5%, 5.25%, all the way up to 0.75. And then underneath it, the response rate number is calculated for you at a 5% response rate with 100,000 pieces, 5,000 people would respond. And that means respond by buying your offer, because that's the purpose of, that's the goal. That's the offer and the call to action. So you got anywhere from 500 to 5,000 to 5,750. And then down here, it'll calculate the revenue, the $100 times the number of people who bought $500,000. 20% of that is your total profit before the campaign cost is $100,000. And then your total profit after campaign costs, that's the $100,000 minus the campaign cost that's up here on line 12 of $90,000, leaving you $10,000. So as you can see, this allows you to put in what you know and run through some scenarios and get a feel for, is this an effort that we want to invest in? And what should we be, anticipate our responses and our results to be at the end of the campaign? Hope this was of value to you. Again, if you would like a copy of it, let me know. Email me at pat@pat-mcgraw.com, and I'll get you a copy of it.